We've grown vegetables in the front garden for quite some time, partly because it's an area that is not really usable as space. You're less likely to sit in the front garden because people are coming past, so it's very overlooked. But here we have our pop-up cabbage playpen, as we call it. It hopefully keeps the cabbage white butterflies off cabbages and brassicas, and in this instance black kale and curly kale. Alongside that we've got 4 courgette plants. They're quite attractive for the front garden. They're reasonably attractive plants, certainly at this stage, and a butternut squash in the middle there as well. For the first time ever, we've tried our hand at elephant garlic. Don't know how it's going to work. We'll be harvesting it in the next week or so, but the bulbs should be about the size of your fist, maybe even a little larger. Over here we've got some artichokes. They're quite a nice architectural plant, so they work quite well for a front garden. Tucked in underneath here we've got some shade tolerant raspberry red, it's called, rhubarb, which seems to work quite well actually in the front garden, even though it's not very sunny. And behind that is a fruit cage full of probably too many fruit bushes in truth, about 6 currants and 3 gooseberries. And finally, coming round here, we've got a bramley. It's on a dwarf rootstock, so at 3.5 metres, that's just about as tall as it's going to get. And finally, overlooking the California poppies is a pear tree.
So like most gardens, this is a compromise, so it's not only a vegetable and flower garden, but we try and promote wildlife here. So we pick lots of flowers that the bees like. You can maybe hear them humming in this hot lip salvia, and later on the nepeta that's next to it will also attract lots of bees. And we also love our birds, so we have got 2 sets of bird feeders with a variety of different bird foods and perches suitable to different kinds of birds. And we protect our bird seed with a squirrel baffle, which stops them from coming up and eating everything we put out for the birds. We also have a bird bath so that they can wash and drink in a place where they're unlikely to get eaten by predators. And we also have for wildlife a pond. Which both supports tadpoles and frogs and the occasional newt. We're hoping for more newts. It's kept aerated by a pump which is powered by a little solar panel on our roof, so even that is not using electricity. And we also see birds coming and bathing and drinking here. So we have here a productive garden, but also a garden that's wildlife friendly.
And finally we have a tiny greenhouse, which again is probably overstocked with a combination of cucumbers, 3 types of tomatoes, peppers, aubergines and chilies, and beside it our composting bin, which I've attached some insulating material around the outside so that it helps to promote composting even during the winter. And gents, I suggest wherever possible you pee in there, because it's got a triple benefit. It adds nitrogen, it reduces water usage, and it's an accelerant to the composting process.